Hey, we're back here on the Best in Movie Show right here on YouTube.com. Well, my man Skip over here went to go see the big white guy in the huge costume.
Baymax.
The man that tried to get the armor on, but it fell out because he's so fat.
Well, he has a function in his program where he can deflate himself. So he does deflate himself to put the armor on eventually in the movie.
I wish I could do it with my fat.
I don't have a deflate button. Get rid of that.
You have a hot girl coming in. Hey, how you doing? Hey.
Maybe that's what Zach Galifianakis did in Birdman. No, Big Hero 6 is based on the Marvel comics of the same name. They take some liberties with the storyline. You got a character named Hero. He is a pretty smart kid. He is a little bit smarter than his teachers, but his father figure, maybe his stepfather figure or whatever, a mentor type figure, convinces him to go to this science lab, and he gives him some inspiration to basically want to go to school there. So he creates these little micro robots, and he shows the science fair that he has all these robots, and they can do all the stuff. Then there's a fire, and then his mentor character gets killed in the fire, along with an older fellow who was the teacher. Now, that leads Hero to get all the other kids in the class, all the other scientists they're working on different things, to join him and try to figure out what happened, because they think that this other guy who owns this company is the person responsible for the fire, and so he gets characters like Go-Go and Lemony Girl, and this one guy who's he's pretty funny. His name is Fred. You got a lot of really good actors. You got James Cromwell. You got Damon Williams Jr. You got Genesis Rodriguez. You got Jamie Chung. You got a lot of really good voiceover talent in this movie. This movie's from Disney. I'm telling you right now, animation is breathtaking. The superhero characters in the movie are amazing.
So it was worth the 3-4 year wait.
Yeah, it took a long time to make this movie when they first announced it. But yeah, oh man, it's breathtaking. It's a fantastic movie. It's my favorite animated movie of the year.
I can't believe Box Trolls is not your favorite animated movie of the year.
Well, I like Box Trolls more than you did, but I'm going to give this a big see it. I love Big Hero 6, no pun intended. It was a fantastic movie. Stay through the credits also.
Well, I went to go see Ouija on Sunday, starring Olivia Cook. Now, she's known for Bates Motel. She's one of the main stars in Bates Motel. Last year, she was in The Quiet Ones. Oh no, this year she was in The Quiet Ones.
She was.
So she's got a couple under her belt. But this one's about a group of friends that find out what a terrific way it is to find out the powers of a game board called Ouija. One of their good friends, she messes with the spirits, and and she dies, and the whole movie's about them trying to figure out why the spirits are coming and what they want for them, opening up this big spirit powers from playing Ouija, the game board. Now Ouija is a popular game board that was made back in the 60s.
I don't know, 60s, 70s?
60s, 70s. And it's about, they always say don't play alone. And you need 2 people to play. And I've heard some things about it where people, they've opened up spirits and things like that.
I'll be honest with you, I think it's stupid. I think a board game of Ouija, and they made a whole movie on this, is a dumb idea.
But I actually liked it better than Annabelle. I did. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give this movie. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Well, you like horror movies more than me, so I can understand why you liked it. I saw Interstellar, and this is the latest movie by Christopher Nolan, the man behind the Dark Knight trilogy, and it stars Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, Michael Caine, Matt Damon, Jessica Chastain. We got a guy named Cooper. He's kind of I guess he's an astronaut, but he's kind of retired from being an astronaut. He lives on a farm. And the thing is, the planet is dying. There's no food. They're running out of food. They're running out of oxygen and the planet. And so he and his daughter, Murph, they discover a hidden NASA base in the middle of nowhere. I think they're from Iowa. And Michael Caine, Dr. Brandt, he recruits him to fly into space. That he's got this idea that he sent some other astronauts into space to find planets on the other side of a wormhole. And so his daughter, played by Anne Hathaway, she goes along for the ride into space. And you have some of the planets are inhabitable and some of them aren't. And so they go through the whole process of trying to figure out which planets are inhabitable and which ones aren't. While that happens, a lot of time has passed. And so Murph, who was left on Earth, grows up and becomes the doctor herself. And the older Murph, in their 30s, 40s, whatever, she's played by Jessica Chastain. And she starts to figure out some stuff about time. I'm not going to give you the whole plot synopsis of the whole movie, but it really makes you think about life on Earth, what's out there in space. Are we smart enough to discover something that could save our lives 50, 100 years down the line if this planet is inhabitable? Leave it to Christopher Nolan to ask these kinds of questions. I was thinking about the questions every moment I was watching the movie. And once again, he delivers an unbelievable movie. I mean, a fantastic movie with great performances. Matthew McConaughey, Jessica Chastain, Anne Hathaway, like I said. Matt Damon pops up. I won't give it away where he shows up. But yeah, big see it for me. One of my favorite movies of the year.
Well, tonight I saw on my Flickster account, I saw my $5 movie of this week. It's A Most Wanted Man, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman. And I really didn't get this movie too well. I know it's about international war terror, but I just did not understand the point of the movie. I thought it was very, very slow. There wasn't hardly any action in it. A very talky kind of movie, and if you guys know me out there, I am not a talky kind of guy for a film.
Well, it's based on a best-selling novel by John le Carré.
Well, John le Carré can keep that best-selling off a book.
And he also did Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy and The Spy Who Came In From the Cold and so many other great spy novels. And he's got a couple of them coming up in the near future as movies. But the thing is, it shows what real spy work is like. It's not James Bond. It's not Mr. Shoot 'em up and fire guns and run around and drink martinis and all this. It's hard work being a spy and trying to capture people that are actually trying to do harm to this country isn't easy. And it's a lot of surveillance, right?
Yeah, I guess.
A lot of surveillance.
Yeah.
And sometimes the key moment, it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't pay off, right?
Well, I mean, if I was going to pick a drug addict to be in my movie, I would pick Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's my first choice. I mean, Mr. Cocaine Man himself.
And you missed Robin Wright. She was really good in it as kind of a liaison, a spy liaison.
Hey man, what'd you think about that new trailer for Fast 7?
Yeah, it makes me really anticipate that movie. I'm a big fan of the last three Fast movies, so I'm really looking forward to how they cut in Paul Walker and his family members. And I saw Jason Statham. He's going to be kicking ass in that movie. So we also got Kurt Douglas. So
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. My bad. Kurt Russell. That's right. So you got Snake Plissken. So, he's not going to be a nice guy in there. So it's going to be a very interesting movie, and I really like the trailer a lot.
Do you think Do you think that Paul Walker and his brother look similar, or do you can tell that it's not Paul Walker?
I can't tell that it's not Paul Walker. It looks, from the scenes that they had in the trailer, you couldn't tell it wasn't Paul Walker.
Hey man, did you see that new spin-off with Channing Tatum going to be in Gambit?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the Lauren Schuler Donner originally was going to cast Channing Tatum in Gambit in Wolverine Origins, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and they went with Taylor Kitsch instead. I'm looking forward to Gambit, and I think Channing Tatum will add some real interesting character development and some, you know, he's got action scenes, he's a dancer, so I think he'll pick up on a lot of that stuff pretty quickly. You know, they also got Ryan Reynolds has been cast as Deadpool, so they're going to be doing a Deadpool movie, and Rob Liefeld, he spewed a bunch of stuff at Kamikaze last week in LA, and there's possibility of Cable showing up in X-Men Apocalypse, so we're going to get a lot of characters that we haven't seen, and that's always a good thing when it comes to these comic book movies. And this is 20th Century Fox, so they need to keep up with Marvel and DC.
Hey, did you hear about that Lemony Snicket's Netflix thing?
Hey, I feel like I've been here before.
You've been here before?
Is this something out of a movie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I did hear about Lemony Snicket, and I remember the Jim Carrey movie about 15 years ago, and they combined the first 3 books of Lemony Snicket into a movie, Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events. Also, you had Meryl Streep in there, and what a good movie that was, but it didn't make a lot of money, so they didn't keep doing sequels. I think Jim Carrey would have been doing sequels for that for many, many years.
I think he's lost his prime though. I think he comes back every once in a while to do a movie or two. He's not into it anymore.
Yeah, you're right. Like I'm just hoping that Dumb and Dumber 2 does good and he makes money, and then people want him in a lot more movies. You know, he obviously him and Tommy Lee Jones did not work well together. He was on an interview with Howard Stern, and needless to say, I guess the reports of Tommy Lee Jones being a grumpy guy are the truth, because him and Jim Carrey did not get along for Batman Forever, and you know that Jim Carrey was the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones was Two-Face. But yeah, that's too bad, because I like Tommy Lee Jones. That story is kind of a sad report for me. I guess I'm one of the few people anymore that likes Jim Carrey.
Man, welcome back. Was that deja vu or what?
Yeah, it felt like I was doing that over and over and over again. Kind of like a movie that we saw this year. What movie was that? Live, Die, Repeat?
I don't know, because there were 3 titles to it.
Yeah, there was Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat, or Nothing But Kill, or
I Don't Want to Kill You or some stuff.
Something. Everything About Kill or something like that. Yeah, they had 3 titles of that movie, so who knows what the heck the name of that movie is.
And here on the Best Movie Show, we want to do it a little different. We're trying to throw things differently. We're trying to make sure that we have the blue couch. Plus, we're going to make the show interesting to where it's not so boring.
Yeah, we're always going to throw some things at you, some question marks, and some crazy different things at you every week if we can. Whatever pops into our twisted mind.
Hey, we're back with the Best Movie Show right here on YouTube.com. Well, let's
Sounds like we're on a game show when you talk like that.
Hey, come on down, Skip. You're next tested on the Best Damn Movie Show.
You'd be a good game show host.
Hey, what do we got for you? Well, we got loads of prizes for you. First off, we got smelly Michael Keaton poopy underwear.
Oh, don't start talking about Michael and his tighty whities again. Let's get to the news. What do we got here?
Well, I want to get to this one because I know it's not on here, but so Christian Bale has dropped out of the Steve Jobs biopic And now it's rumored that Michael Fassbender is going to take his place.
The thing is, everybody thought, oh wow, Christian Bale is going to be in this movie. Well, the movie is like 3 segments long, and I'll tell you what, I don't know what kind of linear storytelling that is, but it's going to be hard for him to get to be very acting wise, dramatic wise, when he has to just come out and say, okay, this is the iPod, this is the iPhone, this is the iMac or whatever. And then what are you going to do? Have some storyline in between? Leave it to the people that are making the movie. Oh, we're going to go get the next best thing. Michael Fassbender. They don't mess around. First it was Leonardo DiCaprio, then Christian Bale, now Michael Fassbender. They don't mess with just nobodies, do they?
Nope.
Danny Boyle is going for the best. And Aaron Sorkin, it's an Aaron Sorkin script. They're going for the best. I don't see...
Aaron Sorkin's a good writer.
Oh, I mean, he wrote The Social Network, Moneyball. I mean, 2 great movies. But Michael Fassbender, I don't see him as Steve Jobs. Do you?
No, but we'll see. We'll finally find out what's going on. The Hobbit, The Battle of the 5 Armies, trailer 2 has been released. Wow. Actually, it's the final trailer.
Wow. I'll tell you what, if you want a final movie in a trilogy and you want it to be the epic of proportion and whatnot, we'll see that trailer. Because that trailer makes me want to line up a week ahead of time to go see that movie. That movie is going to be amazing.
Listen, there ain't no movie out there that I'm going to line up a week and a half for. Not even Back to the Future. Okay?
You'd probably boycott Back to the Future if they did it again.
Quentin Tarantino's Eightful Eight is officially finalized and underway in Colorado.
Yeah, last summer we had the controversy of the script being leaked, and then he went and did a reading of the entire script in a theater in Los Angeles, and all the guys were on stage, and it was like $200 a ticket to go and listen to these guys read the entire script of The Hateful Eight. Well, the casting finally came in. Another story involving Channing Tatum. We got Channing Tatum, we got Damian Bashir, we got Jennifer Jason Leigh, we got Samuel L. Jackson, we got Kurt Russell, we got Bruce Dern, we got some of the regulars of Tarantino, Samuel L. Jackson. It's going to be a crazy, crazy movie. They had a plot synopsis, and I don't think you have that on your news items, but there's a plot synopsis. If you want, go online, read the plot synopsis. It's about a wagon train in the snow and some robbers, some bounty hunters, all kinds of crazy characters. But my count is 9. Well, it's supposed to be a Hateful Eight. I count 9 characters. Something's going on there. But I'm going to leave Tarantino. He knows what he's doing.
Well, we'll find out. Also, Toy Story 4 gets an official date. It's going to be coming out June 16th, 2017. And there's already a little premise for it. That they're going to be, opens up a new character in the lives of Woody, Buzz, Lightyear, and the Toy Story gang. Details to be determined.
Well, John Lasseter's the head of Pixar. And last year he announced sequels to Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, and Incredibles 2. And he's going back into the director's chair and helming another Toy Story. And if you just want to guess, these Toy Story movies made a lot of money. They were not last one didn't make a lot of money, so we're not going to make any more. They made a boatload of money. There's no reason why they wouldn't make more Toy Story.
Toy Story 3 sucks, so...
I didn't like it. I had some problems with Toy Story 3. But needless to say, a lot of people did like it. It was one of the best reviewed movies that year. And people just loved their Toy Story, Woody and Buzz. But you know what? Some of the characters who play the voices have died.
One.
Yeah.
Mr. Slinky.
You're
Ernest. Ernest P. Worrell.
Ernest P. Worrell has died.
I know, that's sad. Very, very... Ooh, I feel like
you get the hiccups. That's weird to have.
I feel like I'm drinking.
That's weird. You must have been eating and talking at the same time. That's how you get the hiccups.
Oh boy. Ridley Scott in talks about producing 3001, the Final Space Odyssey miniseries for sci-fi.
I think it's the right place for it. If you're gonna do something like that, I think Sci-Fi Network is the right place for something like that. I don't want any more Sharknadoes and some of the crap that they got on Sci-Fi. That sounds like it could be an interesting miniseries, if you ask me.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to that. If they're gonna go there, why not Sci-Fi, right?
Why not sci-fi? Universe Monsters sharing Universe movie set for spring 2017 release. So they're talking about The Mummy is going to open up June 24th, 2016, and followed by the Untitled Universal Monster franchise film opens up April 21st, 2017.
Yeah, so we already got the Dracula movie with Luke Evans, and now next summer we're going to have the Mummy movie, and it just... I know how you feel about the Universal Monsters. I'm a big fan. I want to see this become a really good franchise for Universal, because they don't have a lot of franchises going for them. They have Fast and the Furious, and that's about it. You know? So they need something to make some money, you know what I mean? But I know how you are. You don't want these monsters to be remade.
No.
You love the classics.
No. Yeah.
I love the classics too, but I really like the Benicio del Toro Wolfman.
It just shows you how bad Universal is and how they lead to these movies that they've done 40, 50 years ago to come back and redo.
Well, they're looking for something to compete with Marvel and Disney and Warner Brothers and Fox, who all have shared universes, and they're the only ones that don't. And the only property that they own that they could do a shared universe with is the monsters.
Also, the new Star Wars title came out.
Yeah, Force Awakens, very interesting title. I know the new Star Wars movie takes place 30 years after Return of the Jedi, but I'll tell you what, I haven't really mulled. I don't absolutely hate the title of Force Awakens, but I don't love the title either. But I guess until I see the movie, look, we've got Attack of the Clones, and the clones never attack, and that's second installment. So we've got A New Hope, Star Wars: A New Hope. So the titles always haven't been that great in the Star Wars franchise.
No, they.
It's just the movies. Once the first trilogy of movies were great, so you can say, okay, the titles, whatever. A lot of times they go with these stupid titles. Rises, Awakens, Age of this, whatever. I mean, I could give or take the titles as long as the movie's good.
That's true.
I want a good episode 7.
Well, Skip, that's all. That's all the time we have for today. If you want to read any more news stories that we have, we're gonna throw them up on the bestdaymovieshow.com for you guys to enjoy and read and all those goody things we throw in there. But before we go, with my hiccups, where can I find you, Skip?
You can always find me at Dan Skip Out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. My website, From the Fourth Row, at WordPress.com. And right here on the Best Damn Movie Show every week with my partner in crime, Mr. Vinny LaSpada.
Yep, and you can find this jolly old guy on the bestdamnmovieshow.com, or like I threw up the Fast 7 trailer. If you haven't seen that yet, check that out. And I'll throw up all these episodes and everything else, anything else that I want to throw up there. But until next time, I'm your host, Vince LaSpada.
I am Skip.
And we'll see you at the movies. Good night, everybody.